I think it gives a
Oh,
good...
hello.
Oh.
You all right?
Yeah.
Oh, hello. It's Charming Disaster, and welcome to the Quarantine live stream.
We're almost ready.
Almost ready. That's
Almost.
right. Well, we see some people are already joining us. Hello, Fred and Mike and Justin. And as you're rolling in, just say hi and maybe where you're tuning in from. Hi, we see Misty and Katie and Peter. Oh, hello, Peter. Tim and Melissa and Sierra and Emmett and Vesuvio and Sierra and Catherine Bowen.
Hello.
Oh my goodness.
Now I'm ready.
So many names that have become so beloved to me over the past year now. Hello, Paula. Let's see if I can put on mascara in the it's complicated because we don't have mirroring on, so this is like kind of level 2 mascara like application.
Mirror neurons? Yeah.
So if you're just joining us, hello Eve and Diana, and hello Paula and Josh. If you're just joining us, if you're on Facebook, take a moment to share this out onto your timeline and help us spread and proliferate like some kind of slime mold. Yes. It's the slime mold marketing model. It's like a pyramid scheme, but like even more. So hello, Peter Wood and Megan and oh my goodness, so many people who I'm so glad to see here. It's Friday night once again. And as people are rolling in, we want to remind you that if you're new to the Quarantine live stream, this is a donation-based show. A donation-based show means if and only if you are in a position to financially support our music and the show. Here are various methods for doing that. We have Venmo, PayPal, CashApp, which nobody has used yet. So if you send us a CashApp, we'll be excited about it.
Will we? We're excited about anything.
Yeah, but it's like new and novel.
Of course.
You can buy a virtual ticket, or you can go to our Bandcamp to buy some music or merch. And we know some of you have been doing that this week. So thank you already.
Yes, and thank you just for being here. That is the biggest gift that you can give to us, really.
That is very
We're rocking
true.
a red theme. I don't know if people can tell.
I don't know if you can note if you can tell.
Check out. I want to show off my dirty red socks and slacks.
Wow.
We went whole hog.
Yeah.
We dressed all the way down to our feet.
All the way down, but you can't see below, like,
I know.
Here. I could stand like that. It's short. Yeah, it's like red all the way down, head to toe. Now I still need to do the lipstick though, so I'm gonna just hold on a second.
I want to see this. Everyone should pay careful
attention. This is muscle memory because it's going backwards for me in the thing.
Red hot.
Yeah. If anybody has any makeup application tips they'd like to solicit, I'm not the person to ask, but I'll do my best.
I just want to point this out while you're doing that regarding CashApp. No one has used CashApp yet because your fans aren't drug dealers or money launderers.
We have an open door policy. If you are a drug dealer or a money launderer, we are,
we take Bitcoin.
No judgment. We do take Bitcoin.
If you're interested, please let us know or hold us for ransom.
Yeah. All right. I have to just quickly go over to the YouTube and just pin this.
Oh, pin the thing.
Yeah, I pinned it. All right, now it's pinned.
Oh, yeah. Oh, and we have to turn on the echo cancellation.
Oh, yes. We want to cancel the echoes. We don't want the echoes.
Yeah.
No, we do want the echoes.
We want stereo, though.
Yes. Okay. Oh, fine.
I'll do it. You can talk.
Okay, you do it. All right. So tomorrow night is the first night of Passover. And Passover is great. Passover is like my favorite of the Jewish holidays. The way the holiday is celebrated is through an annual group retelling of the Passover story, which includes various rituals, including food and including wine.
Lots of wine.
Lots of wine. So it has a lot going for it already. And then there's the story itself, which we will quickly recap in case any of you haven't been to a Seder lately or have not watched the 10 Commandments with Charlton
It's basically
Heston.
the 10 Commandments.
Yeah, it's basically the Exodus story. So Okay, so Passover story, like Cliff's Notes version. The Jewish people are enslaved in Egypt. They have settled in Egypt, and then like a new pharaoh comes in and he enslaves them. And Moses, who is and one of the things that the pharaoh decrees is that all the firstborn male babies of the Jewish people should be killed. So a woman gives birth to a Jewish boy, and to save his life, she puts him in a basket and floats him down the river, where he is found by a daughter of the pharaoh.
Pharaoh's daughter.
And she plucks him out of the water, and he is raised as a prince of Egypt. Another movie you may have seen.
Mm-hmm. Called Prince of Egypt.
Yes. So anyway, Moses grows up as a child of privilege, but then one day he sees an overseer beating one of the Jewish slaves and is angered and horrified, and he strikes the overseer, who dies, and Moses runs away to the desert, and he meets on the mountaintop, he meets God, and God says, you have to free these people who are your people. There's a burning bush. There's lots of special effects in this story.
It's pretty cool.
Lots of high budget FX stuff. So anyway, Moses goes back and he entreats Pharaoh to liberate the Jewish people. Pharaoh says no a bunch of times. Moses invokes these terrible plagues that God will visit upon the Egyptian people. And the plagues are really fun. There's can we name all, can we name all 10 of the plagues? I will leave it to you in the comments to name all 10 biblical plagues. And finally, after the final plague, the Pharaoh relents temporarily, and the Jewish people up and leave without a lot of time to prepare. And this is where the central symbol of the Passover story comes from, which is the matzah, or unleavened bread, because the Jews have to leave before the bread has time to rise. Then there's the parting of the Red Sea, and they wander in the desert for 40 years, but that's kind of postscript. So there are a lot of great takeaways from this story, a lot of different ways to read it. Stories of liberation are really compelling, and stories of people coming together to take action in community are compelling. But the thing that I really love about this story that we were talking about earlier, that we both really appreciate, is this idea of not waiting until you're ready. We have this idea that a moment will come along when we feel fully prepared for the thing, whatever the thing is. Like, it might be a relationship or a career or an artistic project or a political moment, a political action.
Or getting that apartment. Any big choice that is worth
having
anything.
A child, getting into a serious relationship. And sometimes the only way to be ready is to do the thing that you're not ready for.
Robbing a bank. I remember the first bank I robbed. I didn't feel...
You didn't feel ready. You were like, I don't even have the ski mask or the gloves or the bag. And then you do the thing, and then you learn what you need to learn.
I made some mistakes, but
when you eventually make your prison break and you try again, then you know how to do it.
Only then.
Anyway, I'm not sure how we got into bank robberies, but this story is a reminder that when the moment comes, sometimes you just have to go for it, even if the bread has not had time to rise.
That's right. Or you haven't put on all your makeup.
Right. Or tuned the ukulele, or even gotten it out of the case.
Yeah, or even
Okay, you want to draw the tarot card?
Okay, so in the spirit of what we've just been talking about, we have chosen the Fool. Oh, look at that. Some green screen action happening.
Oh, dear.
Oh, it's really cool.
Where's the tuner?
It's right here on my guitar. We have chosen the Fool as a fitting card for this sentiment.
Yeah, because wait, can we look at the Fool again?
Let's look at this Fool.
Let's look at that guy. There is not really a good way to prepare to embark off the edge of a cliff. There's no way to be ready for that. I guess we could. Wait, hold on.
That's fine. Yeah.
All right. Yeah, they can see it.
They know what the Fool looks like.
Yeah. All you have to do is look in the mirror.
Oh, you're talking to me?
I speak for myself.
Oh, really? Yes, it's blissful, unaware, unprepared. It's just what we are.
Blissfully
Minus the bliss.
unprepared. So I'm pretty sure you all got all 10 of the plagues. and possibly some bonus plagues. It seems likely.
limoncello is a bonus plague.
Henchperson Dan, if you feel like popping any particularly accurate or amusing plagues on screen, don't hold back. Oh God, I'm tuning it in the wrong direction, like an amateur. Okay,
lice.
Lice, yeah, lice is right.
The lice is right. Remember playing that game?
Boils, also canonical.
May I?
Oh,
My
please.
time?
Yes, definitely.
Musta?
So we're going to start with the song.
We're completely, this is truly not prepared. We haven't played
We played it the other day.
since last time.
We played it in the park, remember?
What song?
This is the song inspired by the story of Orpheus and Eurydice.
Oh, that one.
If Eurydice did not really want to be rescued from the underworld.
And Orpheus had a tuned instrument.
You're getting there. I can tell.
It's really warm in here.
I know it got really warm in New York, and it makes the instruments
Get cranky.
cranky. I
Speaking
see what you did. Speaking of, we have a very exciting special guest in store for you tonight, who we will talk about a little more later. But that very cool image in the background is created by her. Her name is Katherine Fahey, and just wait.
Just you wait. Ready?
Yeah, I mean, sure. Dark black pit.
My elbows in a hollow.
Snake bit. Your life was just a black pit. Should've never tried to follow.
Set out with my telecaster. Charm the bouncer at the pearly gates. Trying to avert disaster.
Was already too late when they called me in to grant your favor. I was starting to accept my fate. You stood there like some kind of savior.
Should have been a piece of cake.
Snake bit.
To let go, I wept.
Sang into that black pit of death.
Held it open like a red rose.
And heard my favorite song.
Blood flow from my fingers. Make a path to guide you on.
But you should've let me linger.
Since you left me, I've been haunted.
I shuffled off that mortal chain. Never asked me what I really wanted.
You left me in a world of pain.
Snake bit. Snake bit. Snake bit.
Gods, take pity on me. Let me strike a devil's bargain. I'll do anything to bring her back outside your garden. I'd give it all, I'd give it up. 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 I'd give it all, I'd give it brought you out behind me.
Came to rescue, though I never asked it.
Why didn't you remind me? All in one condition. Looking back to see your face. Could have been an apparition.
Had to take it all on faith. And you think you could just waltz in here and carry me away? I made you turn back at the final moment.
You're calling out my name.
Face it, you were left alone with death hit.
I sang all night over your body wasted.
What's a song if no one's there who hears it?
Needed you beside me.
Snake bit. Snake bit. Snake bit. Snake bit.
Nailed it.
I mean, it was close.
Was.
I like that part where you sing really high in your falsetto.
You know. I thank you.
Fun fact, when we wrote that song, that part was only half as long, but we liked it so much, we decided to double it.
Yeah, I couldn't stop. I couldn't stop doing it.
Yeah, it seems so sad to like do that and then stop really quickly, and so that's how a song gets made.
Yeah. You just do the thing you like.
Yeah, and then you just do it like a lot more times.
You do it a lot more times. Repetition.
Yeah, you got some compliments on your high notes. Look at that.
Oh, look at that.
Impeccable.
Impeccable.
Oh.
No pecking there.
No pecking. Yeah. Get that falsetto, Jeff. All
Trying
right.
to get my hair to go so high as
Yeah,
my voice.
you gotta just like pile some stuff on there. It's my secret. What are we drinking tonight, anyway?
It's a very, very good question.
Thank you.
We have these cups of gore. Seems like the gore of cherries, gourd cherries, and this magical elixir, which I think the good people out there probably know what it is.
Is it rye? Is it Old Overholt rye whiskey?
It
That's
is.
the magical elixir?
Exactly.
Does it have any sherry in it, or brandy, or anything like that?
Not yet. But now it shall have just a touch of Saint Germain, just so we live forever. Blood of the firstborn son. Exactly. That's the name of this drink.
The Angel of Death.
Blood of the firstborn.
Yeah, we didn't really get into that part of the story where the final plague is the death of the firstborn of everybody. But if you want to, the Jewish people get the the secret code to make the angel of death pass over your house, which is to paint the doorways with lamb's blood. Hence Passover.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can't find that on Retail Me Not. Here.
Thank
Go.
you.
You might have to stir it up.
Angel of Death.
Angel of Death. Here's
Cheers
to you.
To you. To all of you.
To all of you.
What are all of you drinking?
We see some.
Oh, are people talking about Hadestown? Yeah, there's some. Yeah. Hadestown.
Oh.
If you like our song about the mythological Greek underworld, you'll love Anais Mitchell's rock opera musical Hadestown, which is incredible and ties together Orpheus and Eurydice story with Hades and Persephone story with beautiful songs, and it's really gorgeous. So,
Really gorgeous.
yeah, we officially endorse it. Anais Mitchell, if you're watching, we endorse your show.
Yeah. Great job. How is it?
It's good.
Does it need bitter tears? Is it
Some bitter herbs,
bitter
maybe.
herb?
Or
Maybe a
some,
squirt bitter herb.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
To symbolize the bitterness. Thank you. Yeah, that seems more like it.
Now we're talking.
Yeah, somebody asked earlier if I was having a family Seder. The answer is yes. We are doing our second annual family Zoom Seder, which is a little dismaying. We thought it was just going to be a one-off, but turns out it's hopefully only a two-off. Yeah, but the fun part last year of the family Seder was that because it was early in the pandemic and grocery getting was kind of challenging, many of the people participating in that Seder did not have the specific things you're supposed to have for the rituals, and so there were a lot of substitutions, some of which were quite hilarious, but it's a lot like witchcraft ritual in that it's really about intention. And even like in the official tradition, like for instance, one of the items on the Seder plate is usually parsley, but it can be like another kind of green vegetable of spring. But in Russia, where like green vegetables didn't start growing that early in the season, often they used a piece of potato because like that's what they have, and that's all fine. So anyway, yeah, the Seder plate show and tell last year was a real highlight, and I'm sure that will be a highlight again this year.
Fake it till you make it, or do with what you have. Yeah. Do with what you have.
Making do. That's right.
Making do. Intention. It's about intention.
All right. Well, should we play another song?
Let's make do with another song.
All right. I'm just looking at some of the other cocktails that we have.
Oh, yeah. What do we got?
The Von Trapp Dunkel. That's good. Some beer with good names. Drinking popcorn sounds hazardous, but you probably know best. All right. Okay. Oh yeah, a dummy Zoom account incorporated for Elijah. My brother and I actually discussed this just yesterday. So yeah, it's a good idea, and we share it. Okay, what are we playing now?
Something like that.
Have you seen it in the Glen? Cottage up on chicken legs. Better hope that she ain't home. She sucked the marrow from your bones. Sweet old lady, she is not. Stick you in a stewing pot. Baba Yaga. Baba Yaga. Oh. Wise old crone or wicked witch. Got a broom, a silver birch. She might give you what you need. I'ma need a poppy seed. Sweep away all trace of track. You don't want her coming back. Baba Yaga. Baba Yaga. Oh. Country girls and merchant sons. What's the reason you have come? By compulsion or free will, brought here by my spinning wheel. Seeking apples made of gold, as my sister she would know. Baba Yaga. Baba Yaga. Oh. Woo!
Into a forest when it's time for you to flee. A kerchief to a river, a mirror to the sea. With her mortar and her pestle, she will follow close behind. You are spinning on her spindle, she'll unravel you in time. Live behind a fence of skulls, there's no room for just one more. Served by disembodied hands, mistress of the borderland. Bony leg and iron teeth, give her something good to eat. Baba
Yaga.
Baba Yaga.
Baba Yaga.
Baba Yaga. Baba Yaga. Baba Yaga. Baba Yaga. True story.
True story. Now, we are very excited to bring to you a piece of art and an artist who we first encountered in Baltimore. We met Katherine Fahey in Baltimore a couple of years ago when we performed at the wonderful Black Cherry Puppet Theater.
Remember, right after meeting her, we were like, "Oh, we have to work with her."
Oh yeah,
we were so excited.
Oh yeah, I actually have like a sort of, you know those like social anxiety moments where like you say something dumb and then like you remember it forever. Katherine handed me this beautiful postcard of for her.
Yeah.
And I said something like, "We're obsessed with you," or like, "I'm obsessed with you," or something, because like it was such a beautiful image, and I was like, "Oh, I feel such a like an aesthetic kinship. Like we totally want to like collaborate with them somehow." But I'm still embarrassed about like the very awkward way that I blurted that out. So yeah, all cards on the table, I guess.
Yeah. Hey. Well, let's continue with her
Please.
bio. All right. Katherine's an artist who combines the folk arts of paper cutting, shadow puppetry, and storytelling.
She is best known for her Crankies, which is a tabletop performance with a cranked box containing intricate scrolls of paper cut artwork combined with shadow puppetry.
These Crankies are based on songs or stories, including folk tales, ghost stories, oral histories, and true stories about people in her community.
Which are like some of the, our favorite things.
Yeah, all of our favorite things.
These tales and songs are enjoyed in the dark as viewers gather around the light of the box like a campfire or a hearth.
So gather close.
And here is Katherine Fahey's work, Sedna.
This is part of a greater story, many versions of which have been told throughout time. Long ago, when there were no seals, walruses, or other animals in the sea, and the Inuit were the only people on the land, there was a young girl. This girl has been given different names. Some indeed are afraid to utter her name. But here, today, we will call her Sedna. Sedna lived a happy life with her mother and father. She was a spoiled and demanding daughter. She was independent and often wandered for days out on the land, walking, picking berries, and collecting lichen instead of doing her chores at the camp. As Sedna came of marrying age, many fine young men asked to marry her. But Sedna always found the smallest reason to turn them down, much to her parents' frustration. Then one day, a tall, mysterious man came to the village to seek her hand. He made her many promises to entice her. He offered her his home, every comfort, and to live with him on the island of birds. He said, "You will come with me to the island of birds. There you will always be happy. The birds will wake you gently every morning and sing you to sleep at night." After days of persistence, he finally persuaded Sedna to go to his island and be his wife. They traveled 5 days and 5 nights. On the 6th day they entered the harbor of a floating ice island which was guarded on both sides by enormous polar bears. The floe edge was covered with flocks of birds, and many more birds lined the shores. They had finally arrived at the island of birds. Once they were alone on the island, her husband revealed to her his true form. He was not a man at all. He was a great bird spirit. Sedna was terrified, and she was trapped. He had deceived her and did not keep the promises he made to her. He left her alone to sleep in a large nest on a cliff with only a few feathers to keep her warm. She was cold, hungry, and lonely on the island, and she missed the comforts of her parents' home. She cried from morning till night. Her parents heard her cries on the wind and set out in a boat to find their daughter. They found her, still weeping, and took her away in their boat. Soon after, her husband, returning to his nest and finding her gone, set out to look for her. He changed into an enormous black raven, swooping over them, screeching, crying, and beating his giant wings like thunder. The wind and waves slashed and boomed against the tiny boat, whipping the waters into a frenzy. He made it almost impossible for them to keep their boat upright. Sedna's parents were afraid they had offended the great spirits of the sea and that the boat would turn over. They were so afraid that they threw their daughter, whom they loved so much, into the icy, thrashing waters to save themselves. Sedna fought to get back into the boat, her hands reaching and clawing at the sides. But when she struggled to hold on, they would chop off pieces of her fingers, one joint at a time. Finally, unable to hold on, Sedna sank into the depths of the sea. But so great was the evil against her that she began to transform. She began to become more powerful. As each joint of her fingers fell into the water, they became part of all creation. Parts of her fingers became the seals, the walruses, and the whales. And Sedna became the goddess of the sea, the giver and keeper of all sea creatures. But Sedna's suffering did not end there. To this day, all the broken taboos and wrongs against nature of the people fall through the water to collect on Sedna's hair and body like dirt and grease. When the accumulation is too great, Sedna sobs in pain, and all the sea creatures gather around to comfort her. For the Inuit, there must be harmony with the Great Mother. When things are out of balance, when she suffers, so will they. And so they sing to her and give thanks for the animals she provides to them, to restore the balance between the above world and the below world, between the people and the sea creatures, between themselves and the earth. And when the cries are no longer heard in the waves, the animals end their vigil, returning to offer themselves again to the people as food, clothing, and shelter. Sedna is generous and forgiving. Knowing this of her, the Inuit are inspired to maintain the balance. To the Inuit, survival is determined by the land and the sea. We are all interconnected, the earth, the ocean, each other, and all of our non-human relations. Inuit cosmology does not include dominion over nature. Rather, we are in an intricate web of relationships, and the balance must be continually renewed and maintained.
Wow.
Amazing.
That is such a beautiful piece. And we are so delighted to be able to welcome the creator of that piece on with us right now. Katherine Fahey, we summon you.
That gag never gets old.
Oh, I love the fire. Hi, welcome, Katherine. That is such a gorgeous piece of art, and we're so happy we got to share that here.
Yeah.
What a special experience to share with all of our viewers here.
We're mesmerized. I'm still a little out of it.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, we would love for you to talk a bit about the creation process for a piece like that, and we'd love to open up the floor for questions from the audience too. But I would love to kick it off by asking you to tell us a bit about how you got started doing this kind of artwork and what goes into making a piece like this.
Oh, well, I started doing this not really on purpose. I loved what you said at the beginning about doing things before you're ready, because I was making my friends make shadow puppet shows at parties because I had this sort of desire in me to do it. And it wasn't until two of my friends who got signed to a record label asked me to make them a shadow puppet music video that I really made my first shadow puppet show. And it was like the first thing I made. It was like released on NPR and everything. So cool. I was not ready, but I went for it, and it was really fun and amazing experience.
That's
Wow.
awesome. And so for Sedna, which is a different kind of piece, like, can you tell us a bit about like how you make something like that? It seems like there's so many different parts, and like even there's the whale that like it looks like it's undulating across the screen, and there's like all the different layers, and like how do you make something like that?
Yeah, well, I want to say, first of all, I was really lucky on that piece to collaborate with these amazing Inuit throat singers who live in northern Quebec. And we emailed back and forth and talked on the phone, and that really informed my process. And even when they came down to Baltimore for us to perform this together, we were still making changes to the script and changes to like that scene where she's like sinking to the bottom of the water and the blood is coming out of her fingertips. Like her boots weren't right. Like I had to cut her feet off and redo the boots because they weren't Inuit enough, you know. So it was really a collaboration, and I learned a lot about their amazing, rich culture and, you know, those stories. But to answer your question, like I usually start out with a storyboard, which is kind of stick figures.
Wait, we're gonna make a small there.
There you go.
All right, there we go.
See it?
Yeah. Oh, that's
so
so
it's
cool.
really, I really go stick figure in the beginning, and I had all these different like ideas of how I was gonna do the bloody fingers and like I made all these different puppets and stuff. But basically, so I draw it out on the storyboard, and then I draw it out and I start to make paper cuts, which are like this, like just thin cut out of paper.
Do you draw them first or do you cut them freehand?
I draw them usually. It depends, you know, like with water, I might just cut it. But like it's very thin. This is Tyvek, actually. I use a lot, and I use a lot of origami paper for colors. So then that's what the scroll is. I glue the paper cuts on the scroll, and then there are like the creatures that appear from behind. There are these shadow puppets which are basically just pieces. I mean, you could make them out of cereal boxes, really.
Oh yeah, but cardboard.
I use different kinds of paper or thin plastic, and you can buy little joints like this, or you can just make them out of wire spirals. So that's kind of, they appear behind the screen when it's backlit, if you've ever seen shadow puppets, and they could be like this small, this size, you know. And when the little girl goes across, and then the whale is just like,
oh wow.
You know,
I love how you can change the size by pulling it closer to the light and closer to the screen.
Oh, yeah,
that's really
cool.
Yeah,
that's fun to play with.
Yeah.
Really cool. We have a question from the audience. Misty asks, how do you choose a story? And we were curious about that too. Or maybe like what about a story makes it stand out to you as being something you'd want to make work for?
That's a great question. I'm always reading stories and looking for stories. And I mean, this story we chose together, they sent me a few different stories, and this was the one that I felt like in the time that we were doing it, like to do this powerful story of transformation about a woman, it just felt like perfect timing. And they loved it too, because for them it was different. It was interesting because they really, it's an empowering story for them. And like when we performed it, and the part with the finger chopping, when the whole audience gasped, they loved that, like they were just like really empowered by that because they are such a oppressed people. So that was really interesting to kind of go through that with them. But for me, it's often what story really strikes me, and really, I can usually picture it in my head, the imagery. And sometimes it'll be a story that happened here in the city that I live in, that really touches my heart. Or sometimes it'll just be like a really cool, unique story. Like I have this great story I do about, it's like a Cajun ghost story about this skeleton, this guy that doesn't want to stay dead, and it's just hilarious. And I loved that it was a hilarious ghost story,
Yeah.
And that one's on your website, is it not? On your YouTube channel?
Yeah. Yeah, that's on my YouTube channel. The I Don't Feel Dead Yet.
Don't feel dead.
Cool. So, hey, henchperson Dan, if you want to go ahead and share Catherine's links in the chat, so that people can go and find her work. We're going to share so people can find you. We have another great question from Brandon, who asks, do you have a story that you really want to tell but haven't been able to make yet?
Yeah, a couple, quite a few maybe. That's a really cool question. I'm trying to get a grant right now because I really want to do La Llorona, if you know that Mexican folk tale.
Yeah.
And there's a song based on that story, and it's such an old story. And I know this singer in Baltimore, a Mexican woman who actually grew up in the town where the story comes from. And I really want to collaborate with her and make a cranky about that.
That sounds amazing.
Wow.
Would you do it in Spanish as well as English? Would it be like a bilingual production, do you think?
That's a good question. I hadn't thought of even putting English in there. Maybe I thought I would explain it and then we would just perform it and she would sing it.
Oh, because it's to the song, of course.
She would sing it, yeah.
Cool.
Such a great song.
Such a great song.
It is cool.
Cool. Are there other questions we want?
I was looking to see if there are other questions.
Show you my miniature.
Oh yes, please.
So I've made like little tiny crankies.
Yes, we're
for these.
And those are on your Etsy. Those are on your Etsy, are they not?
Yeah, you got one, didn't you?
I did. I made one. It's but for the folks watching, you too could have a tiny cranky of your own, and those are on the Etsy. I'm just shilling your work because it's awesome.
Good. You could. But this is my newest one, and it's pretty little. You can see it's like a little bigger than my hand, and it's in a box.
Oh, that's so cool.
It has little clothespins on top. And crank it, and it's like a gratitude list because we were like during the pandemic, me and my partner were trying to think of things we were grateful for every day to keep our spirits up, and so it's like that's a flea market. It's like a gratitude list cranky.
I love that.
That's so beautiful. I love the dandelion cutouts on the outside too.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you. I love dandelions. I can never remember which way to move.
Yes, they are. Yeah.
So cool.
It's like a lunchbox.
So I would love to. So how did you get acquainted with Nukarik? And am I saying it correctly? Nukarik?
Yeah, Nukarik. They're sisters, the Kettler sisters. Yeah, and one of them actually lives on an Inuit reservation. She had to take a bus and a plane and another plane and another bus and another plane. Her journey here was epic.
Wow.
But I knew them because there's a guy, Josh Cohn, who works in Baltimore at the Creative Alliance, and he has helped organize folk festivals around the country for a long time. And so he had met them previously as part of a folk festival he helped organize, and he told me about them. Yeah.
Very cool. I was looking to see if they had a website that was active right now, and it didn't seem like there was one, but I found a couple of their recordings, one a live performance at the music gallery, and one what looked like more of a studio album. So I just shared links to those in the chat. So if people want to find more music by New Karik, it's out there.
Yeah, and they're on Facebook.
Great.
And how else can you find them? There's a really great YouTube video of them doing the Inuit throat singing with a beatboxer from Baltimore.
Oh, cool.
Which is awesome. Because it's kind of a similar art form.
Yeah, I could see that.
Cool. Well, Katherine, thank you so much for being here with us on the show and sharing a little insight into your work and how it's made. We're such huge fans of your art, and we're just so honored that you came and shared some of what you do.
Thank you for having me, and I'm
in
awe of you guys doing this every week and holding this space for everyone. Really, really cool.
Well, I hope that we get to see you in the not too distant future.
In real life.
In Baltimore. Yeah. You know, we actually had a show planned at the Black Cherry last spring that we had to cancel, of course. But when things are up and running again, we'll be back, maybe we can talk about doing some more work together.
Yeah, cool. That would be great.
It'd be so great.
Thanks, everybody.
Well, thanks so much for being here with us, and I hope you'll stick around and watch the rest of the show, and we will be in touch.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you. All right. We're going to send you back.
We have to get
into the abyss. We banish you, Katherine Fahey. And she's gone, just like that.
Just magic.
Katherine Fahey. Amazing.
So cool.
We love her work so much. So we just shared a bunch of links in the chat, so you can go ahead and follow her on Facebook and on Instagram, and there's a Patreon you can subscribe to, and there's all sorts of places to continue checking out.
Get yourself a little mini cranky.
Yeah, there's more stuff on YouTube, and
Yeah.
So now I think it's time for another song.
Oh.
I'm gonna cancel the echo cancellation.
Oh yeah, cancel the echo.
And so this is not a mythology song. This is a pandemic song about being close with the people we love from far away. Little foxes in a foxholes on a tin can phone. Shine a flashlight on the mirror. Send a signal in Morse code.
If you step upon a needle, it goes straight to my heart. Spooky action at a distance, we're together and apart. Are you thinking what I'm thinking at the same exact time? If you're out there somewhere listening, will you sing down the wire?
compass. I know right where you are. Down the handle of the ladle, Little Dipper to North Star. From the treehouse sent a letter at the end of a string. Write it in our secret language in invisible ink. Clouds gather in the trees, bend in the wind, and the air is electric and thundering. Crackle of static, a broken connection, transmission is lost and I'm wondering, are you thinking what I'm thinking at the same exact time? If you're out there somewhere listening, will you sing down the wire? Are you thinking what I'm thinking at the same exact time? If you're out there somewhere listening, will you sing down the wire? If you're out there somewhere listening, if you're out there somewhere listening, will you sing somewhere listening, will you sing down the wire? Sing down the wire. Sing down the wire. Sing down the wire. So we recently recorded that song, as some of you probably know because we've talked about it before. But maybe we didn't talk about the fact that we did put a Morse code part in the song. So those of you who speak Morse code will have a secret message for you waiting in the song. And those of you who don't yet speak Morse code have ample opportunity to brush up on your Morse code skills between now and the release, because it's going to be a minute still. It's still in mixing phase.
There's also cello on it.
Yeah,
if you speak cello.
Yeah, there's cello on it. It's super pretty. But the Morse code is what I'm most excited about. I got to play it. It's really high.
Don't give it away.
I'm just gonna play one. It's like that. That's how
you don't
high.
Want to send a signal.
I don't want you to misconstrue anything through my.
What was that? A.
Sloppy
one?
Morse. Yeah, I don't know
A1?
what that was. Yeah, it was A1. Yeah, we know there's a few. Yeah, we know that there's more than one of you on here into ham radio. I don't know what this says about all y'all, but you're Morse code enthusiasts. Some of you.
Yeah, we're glad you're out there.
We are. We're glad you're out there. You know what time it is? You know what time it might be?
What time is it?
Well, it's first of all.
It's 2 times?
It's 2 times. First of all, it's time to maybe check on the limoncello.
Yeah.
So
People can almost see it from here.
Oh yeah, you can almost see it. It's on the shelf.
Quite.
So those of you who have been keeping track, a few weeks ago we embarked on the Great Limoncello Experiment, which is our hypothesis that you can stave off the effects of scurvy using only lemon peel steeped in vodka. So we have had this steeping for what, like 3 weeks now? 4 weeks? You start to lose track. Time is meaningless. But we were told moon to moon is the best for infusions. So
moon to moon. We're almost at a full moon.
Yeah, we're almost at a full moon. So
it's lemony.
It's pretty lemony. If it's lemony enough, we'll add simple syrup and then it'll be limoncello, but not till then.
It looks lemony.
It's like got a little like lemon pledge kind of. But it's good. It's like mellower than lemon pledge, I would imagine. Yeah, it's nice. It needs to be sweet, but I think it's ready.
I think it's ready.
Yeah.
It's ready for the simple syrup.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when we add the simple syrup, do we get rid of the lemon peel?
Yeah. Yeah, and then what do we do with the lemon peel? Nothing. That's what I understand. Unless somebody has some ideas. Yeah. So limoncello next week. We're gonna add simple syrup, and then it's gonna be done.
We can make marmalade, lemon marmalade.
I feel like all the goodness has been leached out of it by the vodka, but we could explore
Lemon
this.
Jello.
Okay, so now that we've updated everyone on the great limoncello experiment, it's time for, you know what time it is.
Oh, I don't even need my paper.
Parcel, poster, letter, drop us a line. We'll open it together at mailbag time. Send a picture, postcard, or a bottle of wine. We'll open it together at mailbag time.
Take it away.
Tap upon your typewriter, tell us you're fine. We'll open it together at mailbag time. Taxidermy turtles or pickles and brine. We'll open it together at mailbag time. See, we weren't going to do the harmony at the end, but then I remembered, and then we did it.
You did it.
Yeah, we did it. All right, so we have one box today. It comes to us all the way from Ohio. Yes, the ritual knife, please. Careful, cut away from yourself.
From you.
Candy.
From Ohio. Where in Ohio?
Bedford, Ohio.
Bedford, Ohio.
Yeah, we love Ohio. We
do.
We're gonna go back to Ohio one of these days, and all the places. And here's maybe.
Oh yeah, let's look. Go ahead.
Well, I was gonna mention our plan for summer. Yeah, okay.
Exactly.
So, touring and booking stuff is super weird right now because, it's like the end of the light is visible at the end of the tunnel, but we are not out of the tunnel. And so, people are getting vaccinated, but not everybody's vaccinated, and the threshold is not up to where it needs to be. And we can kind of look ahead to fall and be like, seems reasonable to assume that by fall maybe things would be normalish, but what about summer? Also, our touring model, you might not be aware, is that we drive about 4 hours in a day, and we do a show, and then we do a homestay model typically, where we stay with somebody we know, or somebody
we barely know,
but who then becomes our BFF. It happens. And it's kind of a weird time to stay people's homes because it's weird.
How do they feel? How do we feel?
And also even after we're all vaccinated, I feel like there's gonna be some just trauma to get over, because right now in public my default is hyper vigilant and kind of angry at strangers for being irresponsible, which is not really a good place to be booking shows from. So what our thought is for the summer to focus on outdoor concerts, and maybe to do outdoor house concerts, say June weekends, and to do them within a pretty narrow radius of places we can stay with my parents, meaning we don't just stay at anybody's random's house, because travel is still a little weird. And so what we are proposing to you all is, if you are interested in possibly hosting a donation-based outdoor house concert within about 2 hours of New York City or Western Massachusetts, drop us a line. Because that's kind of what we're looking at for summer tours. House concerts are donation-based, similar to how we do these shows. They're really fun, and I think, and we have
our own sound system.
We basically roll up and set up a whole thing, and all your people need to do is bring, themselves. And I mean,
And a
ideally
power
it's like they like ideally if people are really well trained in house concert, they bring like a lawn chair, a covered dish, and like $20. That's like
Sure.
But like we never, it's we never turn anybody.
All we need is an outlet.
We need an outlet and a place where people
to
can
play.
like spread out and listen to us. So if that sounds interesting to you and you are reasonably close to where we are right now, which is to say New York, Western Mass, let us know.
For now. You want to share the house concert info thing?
Yes,
That's
I
kind of
will.
fun.
Oh yeah, it is fun. We have a house concert FAQ, which I'm going to share. I'm going to drop it in the chat. We haven't had a chance to share this in some time.
I know.
Let's see, is it just house concerts on our
Probably
website? Yeah, no,
not.
that's, yeah. So this is the part of the show where I like hunt around on the internet. I probably took it down for now.
Oh, yeah.
Because it seems so not relevant. No, all right. So stay tuned.
We'll find it.
We'll post it on after the live stream. Okay.
Yeah.
So anyway, back to mailbag time, which is like the second best way to connect with you when we're not in a place together.
Okay. I've opened it.
Okay.
Ready?
Okay. Yeah. Oh my goodness. Elliot and Jeff closed as a steampunk kitty necklace for each of you.
Oh.
That is so cool. And in chronological order, okay, and there's some pictures. All right. Okay. This comes from Roberta Parch. And Roberta, we are very, very glad and excited to see.
Oh, here we are.
Oh, I love it. It's a steampunk kitty necklace. Can you hold it up so they can see?
Yes. It's a little blurry up close.
Yeah, alright. So it's like a talisman. It has a tiny cat in it made of like cogs. So you know.
It's cool.
It's like a mechanical cat. These are adorable. Thank you so much, Roberta. I can't get it over my hair. Okay, now there's the thing.
Yeah. All right, we're gonna
There,
do
look,
this.
it's perfect. Perfect. Oh, I love it. Thank you, Roberta.
Thank you.
And there's some photos in there, which I'm going to look at after the show. Wonderful. All right, we're going to take a request for the next song. And while we wait for your requests to come in, we're going to make a few announcements before we play the...
Time flies. It's already.
I know.
Believe it.
I know.
We're just getting warmed
we're
up.
Almost at the end.
I almost felt ready for the show.
I know. And now that I'm looking, there's like a lot more eye makeup on one side than the other. I don't think it's a shadow thing. It's
Do you
fine.
want to?
Okay, so announcements include if you are a member of the Society of the Mysterious Hand, we posted an address form for you to receive occasional correspondence. So please fill out the form if you wish to receive occasional correspondence. If you are a member of the Society but have been exiled from Facebook for some reason and you wish to participate in this ritual, drop us a line and we will make that possible. Next week, our special guest is milliner Sue Saz, also known as the artist who created the cover art for I Am a Librarian, who is going to talk to us about hats and the history of hats.
Yes. She's a wonderful artist.
She is.
Milliner and individual.
And, okay, here's a special announcement. There are 4 of the red t-shirts left. Just 4.
Oh.
They are in the following sizes. Standard small, standard 4XL, and fitted medium and large. So if you're one of those sizes and you want a red shirt, this is the time to get it. I didn't put a link in the document for Dan, but Dan, if you could send them to the merch page of our Bandcamp, that's where to get the red shirts.
This is a red evening. We're really.
Yeah, it's all about the red.
All about the reds.
Okay, so we have some requests in here. Let's see. Ooh, we haven't done this one in a while. Or this one, for that matter. You want to do this one?
Sure. Yeah, let's do that one.
Okay. All right, here we go.
It's weird to do it with her.
I know. ritual's the same almost every night. You strap me to the board and pull the blindfold tight. I know you're there, so I know it's gonna be alright. As I start to spin, I feel my heart ignite.
I weigh the heavy blades before I let them fly. They find their marks like homing pigeons winging through the sky. And when we're on the stage, you are the apple of my eye, my loveliest of lovely assistants as I throw the knife.
No one lives forever in the spinning carnival. Most don't live at all. If we stay together, we can save us from ourselves, or else we're bound to fall.
Sometimes the blades will gently brush your side. The audience will gasp and their eyes go wide. Out this touch I know I cannot survive. A kiss from me to you, and the air's electrified.
Is that a shooting star or a lonely satellite? Or is the earth moving beneath the night? As it starts to spin, I feel my heart ignite. As it starts to spin, I feel my heart ignite. As it starts to spin, I feel my heart ignite. As it starts to spin, I feel my heart ignite. As it starts to spin, I feel my heart ignite. We both know the secret, there is no greater thrill than chasing a close call. If we stay together, we can keep each other safe when we risk it all. As it starts to spin, I feel my heart ignite. As it starts to spin, I feel my heart ignite. As it starts to spin, I feel my heart ignite. As it starts to spin, I feel my heart ignite. It is weird to do that one without a blindfold. Alright, we've come just about to the end of our show. We're going to have one more song for you, but first we want to thank you all so much for joining us here tonight. A great big thank you to henchperson Dan for making things happen in the background, and we're going to bring Katherine Fahey back on screen. Thank you, Katherine, so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Oh, it's so great.
Oh, that's adorable. Thank you so much, Katherine. And once again, we will just quickly remind you, if you came in late and you're new to this, I'll do the red one. If you are able to contribute financially to the music and the project that we're keeping going, here are some ways to do that. You don't have to use CashApp. We understand that's only for drug dealers and money launderers. You learn something new every day. But
No,
we won't judge
no.
you if you do.
No shame in that.
All right, so wait, how do I make this go away? All right, so we have one final ritual before we play you out, and that is, of course, the Oracle of the Unicorns.
Unicoracle.
The deck of cards we received by accident in the mail about when all this started. And now we only have a few cards remaining because one of you people who orders some merch this week will receive whatever card we draw. And when we run out of cards, we'll have to think of something else, or maybe the world will be back to normal by then.
Or
who knows?
be over.
Yeah. Anyway, let's see what the unicorns have to tell us
The unicorn
for guidance for the coming week.
Oh.
Ooh. Ooh.
We have drawn the anger card.
Anger card.
Look at that.
Wow, that's
Feisty.
an angry unicorn.
Fiery unicorn.
What does it say in this
I
the
can't
small
read that.
print?
Something.
All right.
Begins with an S, the first word.
All right. The anger unicorn says, "Safely express your anger. Use anger as a positive force. Honor all of your emotions as sacred." These
Okay.
unicorns give pretty good advice on the whole. Safely express your anger. Yeah. Use anger as a positive force. Honor all your emotions.
All right.
Also, honor is spelled with a U, I noticed. I haven't noticed that this had Canadian spelling or British spelling
British,
until now.
maybe? Hong Kong?
Maybe only the angry unicorn is a British unicorn. Although I feel like if it were a British unicorn, it would maybe not be as, encouraging of the expression of the anger. I
Right.
feel like they kind of tamp things down. But that's a stereotype. I don't mean to stereotype. There are probably some angry Britons, expressing themselves right now.
I mean, there are angry unicorns out there.
Yeah.
Everyone knows.
Anyway, anger is, but safely expressed, and that's
It's the red, it goes in our red theme.
yeah, and
Fiery passion.
there are things to be angry about. Let's face it.
That's right. Sure.
All right. Well, we love you all so much that we can't even stand it. But
Can't stand it.
but
I can
we're
stand it.
no. It's I can't even handle it. I feel like this was maybe a strong angel of death that you made.
haven't just
I've been
barely
sipping at
touched
it.
your
No, but
angel
is it
of death.
poison? All right. So we're gonna play out into the night with another mythology song, and then we're gonna let you go back to your lives or whatever you
Your
do
half
when you're
lives.
not here. Would you love me if I made you coffee every morning for 1,000 years?
In the evening, you tell me a story about a hunter turned into a deer.
We talk for hours in a sentimental fashion, breathing in the languid perfume of the moon.
We'll pick the flowers that will lay out on their coffin. Cold winter comes oh so soon. The light of your eyes and the curve of your smile, the lovely surprise of your skin in the dark. Laugh for a while and we'll be by your side. These are the moments won't make a mark.
Like Celine and Endymion, we watch the string of days go by.
You will shine and I will lie down to observe you in the midnight sky. History?
Our history is just one dream after another, written down in a shaky script.
I can see the here and ever after in the curve of your blood red lips. Here we go. The
light of your eyes
and the thing of your
and the
smile.
curve of your
The
smile,
lovely
the
surprise
glow
of your
skin in the dark.
Lie for a while and I'll be by your
And I'll
side.
be by your side.
Meantime the moments won't make a mark.
Ooh. When you sleep, sleep with one eye open, and you'll see me watching over you. Wake me gently and the spell will be unbroken. We'll walk the garden in eternal bloom. We love you. Good night. We'll see you next week.